Hey folks, welcome back to Old Boy and Georgia Guitars and More. Uh, Today we're taking a look at the Firefly 338, which is really popular right now with a lot of folks. A lot of videos out about it, and that kind of, caught my attention, and I'd kind of been looking for a, semi-hollow body guitar, and all I could hear was the rave reviews about these, so got this one yesterday, played it a little bit last night, just tuned it up to pitch, raised the pickups a little bit, and that was basically it. It played decent. Went in this morning, picked it up, went to play it, and it was just, buzz and stuff. Every string was sharp, so the neck's having to adjust to different climate, different string tension, whatever. So but overall, this is a really nice. Here we go, really nice for the money. But if you can't make it playable, you can't make something out of it, then it's not a bargain. Right away, I can tell you the tuners have got to be replaced. They're crazy. They don't know, you don't know what they're going to do, and they won't hold tune. So this is a platform. Your initial investment in it, $140, whatever, wherever you get it. eBay, they're a little more. They're really hard to get. You have to really watch to keep an eye on things to be able to pick one up. But it's a platform to build off of. I don't recommend something like this for somebody that's buying this for their self or for their kid that don't know how to set up or change things on a guitar, because by the time you take this thing somewhere, Guitar Center somewhere, and let them set it up and replace the cheap substandard parts, you're already way in over it. Now, if you enjoy doing this stuff, and like I am, like to pedal on this stuff and change things, this is a wonderful thing. But the finish is really, really nice. I don't have any issues. There's nothing I see wrong with the finish. The neck is a good profile. It's not. A lot of cheap guitars have this huge big baseball bat neck on them, so it's not a bad for that. The input output jack, I have had trouble with it. The jack, the end of the cable wanting to pop up, and I'd had somebody else had said something in the video about that. So it's something, it don't cut out, it just pops back up. The switch is really nice. It's got a better switch. It's not got the little box switch like a lot of the imports. And the pickups are not really, a lot of people are talking about how microphonic they are. I was playing through a Mustang 3, which is, a piece of junk. But like my Marshall, I don't have trouble. If I turn on my Marshall Jackhammer DS2, I get feedback. But I get feedback with those through almost any guitar, especially if you're right close to the amp. So as of right now, the pickups don't seem to be a problem. And we'll check to see what what kind of DC resistance they have. I don't think they're going to be really high output type pickups. But I can kind of live with that. The tuners, on the other hand, they got to go. And the bridge rattles terrible. And I've got another bridge that's probably just as big a piece of junk as the one that's on it. So I may have to, I've got a roller bridge, but I don't have the right adjusters to go in it to fit. So I'm going to have to come up with either adjusters or another bridge. And also the high E string is actually touching the bridge, but we can adjust that out either with the tailpiece or when we set the action. So let me get reset here, and we'll get this thing down and kind of look at, see what's going on with it. Okay, right away, something I'm seeing, these have a bone nut. That's something they've upgraded. But the strings are right on the first fret. I mean, your first fret action, especially this E, it's right on it. I mean, it should be like 15 thousandths. And see, a 12 picks up the string. So, hopefully, changing to the 46s. I'm hoping this is like a 42 or something. I'm hoping when I change to 46s, it's going to set it up higher in this nut slot. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fill that, or otherwise, I've got another bone nut. I may have to actually cut another nut, because that's probably part of what's causing this. Now, once we set the relief in the neck, it may change that slightly, but that should be like 15. And see, that 12, it won't even go under there. Now, let's see what we got over here. See, that 12 won't even start under there. So this nut is cut really, really deep. I mean, that's which is unusual, because it's actually usually the other way around. It's usually the other way around that you have problems. That we want really the high E string to be like a 9. Let's see, I think I may have, I do. I have 2. That really messed things up. Okay. So it's pretty close. It's tight, but it's pretty close. So yeah, but this one, see, a 9 is picking that up. See, and it should be, 15. I mean, so that's going to be something. We get new strings on it, we'll see. But that's the kind of thing that you got to fix for this thing to ever be right. And that's why I say, if you don't know, if you're not into doing this kind of stuff or whatever, then you're going to be wasting your money buying something like this. So let's get this truss rod cover off and see what we got right there. And it comes with a little truss rod adjustment, and I think they'll come with the Amazon guitars come with the cord and the picks and all that kind of stuff, like some of these other things. But these things, a lot that I'm sure people get them, and I'm not disputing anything anybody says. I'm sure that people buy these, and man, they're just perfect right out of the box. But this one isn't. Let me find a better screwdriver before I mess that up. And it's already messed up before I got hold of it, I think. Out of the box messed up. There we go. Some of these things are, on these type of guitars, the hardwire, the screws, everything is really, really soft, low grade stuff. I mean, just, and I probably ain't got the best screwdriver right here. But anyway, all right, we're in here with the truss rod. We want to set this, try to see what we can do with this truss rod. Let me get this string back over here and get it. Well, I'll help if I get on the right string. Okay. All right. And when you're adjusting your truss, checking your truss rod height, a lot of people, they'll take, and they're like, this capo has got a lot of foam on it. They'll set that right directly on the fret. And you don't want to do that, because the foam can actually push it farther down. You want to set this capo right behind the fret to make sure you get this really straight right here. So, we'll see what kind of action, string height, we got over, and we'll check it at the 7th fret and see what we've got. So we don't even have, we got less than 9. And I think that's going to be part of our problem. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to loosen this truss rod. I'd rather have 12, 15, something like that. Because it's awful tight. That's what's causing some of our problem. Oh boy, she's tight. Let's see if I can get down there. It turns anyway, so that's a bonus. Wow. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's get my tuner here. I don't know without it plugged in if I can get anything or not, but we'll check this and see what we got. There's a peek. So this thing. I'm not really crazy about these tuners. I'm going to work on getting a better tuner. This one just, there we go. You always want to tune all these when you make your adjustment, tune it back up to get it right. These tuners are crazy now. They everywhere. Okay, now let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at now. We're a little better. We are a little better. We're about 9 now where we were. We're still pushing. It's probably still going to have some more. But anyway, that gives you an idea. But I want to change strings and all that. I'm not going to, I want to change strings and see what this nut looks like. Polish the frets. They're rough. I mean, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're kind of rough. So, overall, it's not bad. I think it's fixable. The nut worries me a little bit, like I say on that E. And I can make another nut. I can take bone dust and super glue and fill that in and bring it up a little bit. But then it's always like it ain't right. Even though it's just, there's nothing wrong with it. I hate to start out like that. But I'm going to, polish the frets, check level on them, change the strings. And I'll get a bridge for it. And, that's when we'll really start getting somewhere with it. This will be something, that'll be coming up that we'll be doing. It's changing the tuners, changing the bridge. As of right now, that's all I see that it really needs. Because this bridge just rattles. I mean, it's unreal. And get this buzz out of it, get the action right. I think new strings, but the tuners and the bridge will be probably something we'll do. Possibly the output jack may have to be changed. So anyway, that's we'll get into all that later. But that's just my first look at it and seeing that the truss rod does adjust. These things are manufactured really fast. I mean, you can see back here on if you can see that screw on that first tuner is not even all the way down. Now that's not got anything to do with it buzzing, but these things are pushed through. They got a quota to make, And especially as popular as these are, I'm sure they're really getting pushed to get these out. So you're going to have mistakes, you're going to have problems, but I don't see anything just detrimentally wrong with it. I think it's a good value, but I think people need to be realistic and realizing when they buy something like this and start nitpicking, I'm going to send it back because the top string's buzzing. You know, dudes, you paid $140 for a guitar. So you got to get, you know, you may have to recut a nut, you replace the tuners, the bridge, you may possibly have to change pickups, you may get one at the wiring isn't correct. You can expect that, but that's what you get for that type of money. And then, you know, I know you hear the old, well, for the time you do all that, you could have bought something else. Well, if you don't want to do this type of work, then something else is what you need to buy. But I appreciate everybody and their, you know, all the, you know, subscribers and all the likes and the comments and stuff. I know YouTube's talking about changing up some of the comment things, and I don't really understand it. I've just heard a couple channels talking about it to where it's going to take the interactive stuff out of the comment section, that you can comment but nobody can comment back. I don't really understand it. I've just heard a couple channels talking about it. I hope they don't do that, because that to me is what kind of started YouTube, is being able to interact with people and learn things, and I hope they don't change it. But I really appreciate all the subscribers. If you hadn't subscribed, you know, hit the subscribe button, the little bell, you know, because I've got, you know, we'll do something on this a little later. I'll have to get the parts for it. Not going to get crazy and put a Bixby on it or do nothing like that, but I mean, we'll upgrade the, you know, the bridge and the tuners. Might possibly do some of the pickups. Right now, I really don't think they're too bad. So I've got my Telecaster that I've been putting off, that I had a video on with the Earl Slick pickups, and I'm kind of on the fence about doing the aging thing and just keeping it the way it is, and I just can't make up my mind, so I hadn't really done anything to it. And you know, I'm still planning on having this deal with the road worn Strat, the, you know, Relic Strat, the Chinese SRV Strat. We're going to, you know, but I'm trying to get some people together, and right now, this time of year, they're really busy playing gigs and stuff. Try to get these people together and let everybody give, you know, professional musicians give their opinion on those guitars, and I think that'll be interesting. So I am going to do that. I'm always not just kicking the can down the road. Between work and doing all this, it takes a lot of time. But there is stuff coming up. But like I say, I really appreciate people and their comments and liking it and subscribing. I mean, you know, I'm just a small channel, and I know it's hard to build, and I really ain't trying to be a big channel. I just like to get out here and give some information and an honest, straight up on everything. You know, I mean, this thing wasn't perfect, but it wasn't junk. So, you know, you get a real good, you know, I just try to give my honest opinion. I'm not endorsed by anybody, and, you know, this, that, and the other. But if this helps somebody that's thinking about buying one, you know, I would actually recommend it under the guise of you being able to upgrade some of the parts. Realize when you buy it that you're going to probably have to spend another at least $50 to get it upgraded to where it's actually playable. I mean, because they're going to put the cheapest stuff they can put in it. But I looked inside the center block. There's no cracks or nothing in there. Like you know, this binding stuff in the F holes looks to me like some kind of a thick paint. It's not binding. To me, it looks more like they've coated it with some type of, you know, like a putty type stuff, which is cool. That looks fine, and a lot of guitars don't have that. That's fine. So I really, you know, I really don't have any gripes with it. I think I can work this little issue out with the neck and, you know, get things going a little better on it, and you'll see it again. We'll do some upgrades on it in a week or two. So, like I say, I really appreciate everybody. Until the next time, see you.